It is an honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Dr. Ternay Jordan Sr. Dr. Jordan is a second-generation minister. He grew up in Chattanooga and received a Bachelor of Science degree with a major in business education and a minor in religious studies from the University of Tennessee. In addition, he received a diploma from the Harvard School of Divinity Leadership Institute. He is currently the pastor of Mount Canaan Baptist Church in Chattanooga. Dr. Jordan works on many community-shaping initiatives, but most importantly, he is devoted to serving God and family. His wife, Angela Faye Jordan, is his partner in ministry, and they have 3 children, Ternay Jr., DeJuan, and J. Michael. 2 grandchildren, Deanna and J. Michael Jr. Dr. Jordan is compassionate, has a great sense of humor, and portrays the fruit of the Spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ternay Jordan Sr.
Good afternoon. What a great afternoon, and what a wonderful day it is for all of you who are celebrating such grand milestones today. First of all, I want to thank Mr. Davison for inviting me to share. I had the privilege of meeting him last year at one of the Hamilton County School programs, and he invited me to come last year, and my schedule would not permit. And so lo and behold, a few months ago, he remembered me, and I am honored to be here. I want to first recognize those who share the platform with me, all of the parents and grandparents and those family members who have labored these past 12 years with this wonderful 2019 class. I also want to thank Miss Benefield, because she kind of laid out what the Lord had laid on my heart to share with you today. And so if you bear with me for a few moments, I know that the first thing you do when you're trying to graduate, you don't want to hear a long speech. Amen. And the second thing you don't want is to hear a Baptist preacher give a long speech. So if you bear with me for just a few moments, as I began to think about what I would share with this great class on this great occasion, I was directed to a thought. And I want to lift this thought up with you today. As you graduate, as you celebrate, as you move from this place in your life, here's what I want to challenge you. Dream big and never give up. I believe it was Denzel Washington who stated that we should dream big, be willing to take risks, be willing to step out of the box and view and do things different. Don't worry about falling back, because if you fall backwards, then fall on your faith. But if you fall, always try to fall forward, because if you fall forward, you will see where you're going. As I began to share about this day, I was listening to Miss Benefield as she was talking about your story. All of us have a story. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take a few moments to share a very personal story with you that is very important to me. On last weekend, I was in Washington, D.C., because I was there to funeralize my brother-in-law. And as we began to share about the life of Jimmy Harmon, if you don't mind, I want to share with you what his life meant to me. First of all, Jimmy Harmon was a young man who grew up in the potato fields of Virginia. He was determined that his life should mean more. He wanted to do more. And even though he came from a disadvantaged home, he had dreams, he had vision. And so he ended up moving to West Philadelphia in one of the worst ghettos of Philadelphia. But he never lost his dream. He never lost his desire to never give up. He graduated from West Philadelphia High School and decided that he wanted to attend Howard University. So after graduation, when it came time in the fall for him to go to school, he left Philadelphia going to Howard. And when he entered the halls of the administration building, he got in one of the lines. And as he made his way to the table where they were registering students, the lady who was looking up the names could not find his name. As he stood there in line, like he owned the place, the lady asked the person next to him, "Could you look for Jimmy Harmon?" She could not find his name. She passed it on to the third person, and they could not find his name. After a few minutes, Jimmy said to them, "I know why you can't find my name. Because the only correspondence that I have received from Howard was, 'Sorry, Mr. Harmon, you have not been accepted to this university.'" There he was, standing in line. And as he began to speak, he said to them, "I know you rejected me, but I want you to know I have no other choice. If I don't get into Howard, I'm going to head back to the ghettos of Philadelphia. I refuse to go back to the potato fields of Virginia. I have a dream, and my dream is to be in broadcasting. My dream is to be in television. And if you don't let me in, my life is doomed." And as he gave his spiel, one of the administrators was sitting there with tears in his eyes. And he said, "Mr. Harmon, come here." And they made provisions for Jimmy to go to school. Now, somebody might say that wasn't fair. Well, I would prefer to say this young man, who did not have a lot of choices in life, decided that no matter what I got to do, I refuse to let life and others' decision determine what will happen to me. I will have a never give up. That was in 1969. And in 1974, Jimmy Harmon graduated from Howard University with a degree in broadcasting and communications. And he had the privilege to be the engineer for great men like the Larry King Show. He worked for Bruce Williams' show. And on last year, he retired. But after he retired, he developed a sickness. And that sickness took him out. But I want you to know that because of Jimmy's determination, because he had a never give up, never let circumstances determine what your future will be. When he died, he had a daughter who had graduated from Syracuse University, in communication. He had a son that recently graduated in architect. And because Jimmy had a never give up story, he has 3 nephews and nieces who are starting their own business. And when I look back at Jimmy, I thought that it would be a great challenge for me to give to this graduating class. Because no matter what life brings your way, don't let circumstances dictate. You be determined to push forward. There are 5 quick things that Jimmy taught me. First of all, he taught me to live and to live now. In spite of the fact that he grew up with difficult circumstances, that he faced challenges with his education, he lived a full life. The second thing that I learned from Jimmy was another L, and that is to love. Love people. Love who you are. Love who God created you to be. And do it now. Life is too short to procrastinate. Whatever you're going to do it now. The third L that Jimmy taught me, he taught me how to laugh. You got to enjoy life. Life will have challenges. Life will have ups and downs. But you got to find joy even in the midst. And even though you face obstacles, you must understand that those obstacles are there to give you resilience and to make you strong. The fourth thing Jimmy taught me was to leave a legacy. And Jimmy, because of his never give up spirit, he leaves these his nephews and his nieces and his sons and daughters, because legacy is not what you have or not what you possess, but legacy is what you leave behind. And then the fifth L that Jimmy taught me to live like you're going to live again. So many people go through life without finding the joy. Now, I know this is a graduation, but you knew I was a Baptist preacher when you called me. But in my life, I found out what real joy is. And joy is spelled J for Jesus first. O for others next. And Y is for yourself last. Because if you can get the J right, then it'll make you love others. And it is through your love for others that you can be the person that you were created to be. So with that in mind, I just felt it on my heart that I needed to share the Jimmy Harmon story. He may not mean much to you, but when I look back and I see the lessons that I learned from Jimmy Harmon, he reminded me of my favorite bird. Can I share my favorite bird with you? My favorite bird is the eagle, because the eagle has attributes that I believe everyone should have. The first attribute that the eagle has is that the eagle is a strong bird. He has strong wings. And no matter what comes, the eagle is always strong. The second thing about an eagle is that the eagle has keen sight. And that means that an eagle can see a rabbit 3 miles away. But when he locks his eyes on that rabbit, he swiftly swoops down and he always gets his prey. The third thing about an eagle is that an eagle flies high. You will never see too many eagles sitting on the ground, because an eagle will always try to find the highest place, the highest mountain, and perch on the highest tree. because he is an eagle. But the last thing about an eagle that I truly love, and that is that an eagle, the eagle does not run from the storm of life. When an eagle sees a storm coming, other birds will turn and fly away. But an eagle, when he sees the storm coming, he turns and he faces the storm. You don't see him flapping, because eagles don't flap. Eagles soar. And the reason that he soars, because he knows that it is the wind that lifts him higher. So what I want to challenge you today with my Jimmy Harmon story, as you graduate today, as you go to face the world, you turn around and face it like an eagle. Keep your eyes locked on your goals. Keep your wings out and remain strong. But most of all, when the storms come, never give up. Never, never, never give up. When you're facing your challenges, turn around and let the winds of life take you higher. God bless you and may he keep you.